Education swept to centre stage in Parliament today as the government and coalition brawled over the politically charged issue of school funding. The government has delayed its response to the Gonski review, but that hasn't stopped the Prime Minister from talking up reform plans. However, the opposition leader says Julia Gillard is trying to claim credit for a policy she doesn't have the money to implement. Political correspondent Tommy Goodwin reports from Canberra.
Hello. Hello, kids.
The government's delayed a decision about what shape its long-awaited education reforms will take, but the Prime Minister's keeping schools on the agenda anyway.
Lucky us. Lucky you.
Labor's concerned changes to education funding will be seen as an attack on private schools. Julia Gillard's offering assurances ahead of unveiling her plan.
Every independent school in Australia will see their funding increase under our plan. This plan will lift school standards, not school fees.
And she's appealing for schoolyard political squabbles to be put aside.
We have a chance to do more than just end the era of the public-private debate.
No. But the opposition leader says there's not enough money to top up both private and public schools, as recommended in the government's recent education review.
I am deeply sceptical that Gonski is doable at this time.
And he says both sides of politics have put plenty into the public system over recent years.
So there is no question of injustice to public schools here. If anything, the injustice is the other way.
The Leader of the Opposition...
The Prime Minister put her own interpretation onto that remark.
Like Jack the Ripper, he is going to be there wielding his knife to cut money out of that public school.
That raised opposition hackles.
I have been past times been asked to withdraw the reference to the Prime Minister as Lady Macbeth.
But Julia Gillard continued to stir the pot.
The Leader of the Opposition is coming for them, he's coming with cutbacks, he's coming to destroy the opportunity for those school children.
Tony Abbott interjected several times, calling the Prime Minister a liar, a word that's out of bounds according to parliamentary convention.
The Leader of the Opposition will withdraw without qualification.
I withdraw.
I thank the Leader of the
It's
Opposition.
still an untrue
the member,
statement.
The Leader of the Opposition will remove himself from the chamber under 94A. I asked you, as you approached the dispatch box, to do it without qualification. You could not help yourself.
Mr Abbott then took himself off to the parliamentary gym for an hour. He also joined an exclusive club of opposition leaders kicked out of the chamber during question time. The last was 25 years ago.
Mr Howard made an historic exit, the first opposition leader to be thrown out since Sir Robert Menzies in June 1949.
I can take some comfort in the fact that 4 months after he was suspended, Robert Menzies became Prime Minister of Australia.
It took John Howard a few years, but even so, the last thing the government needs right now is another portent of an Abbott victory at the next election. And as usual, it came on a day when the government itself had a minor win. Craig Thompson was cleared by a parliamentary committee of failing to properly disclose funds the ALP had given him to cover his legal costs.
The member for Dobell.
Now sitting as an independent, Mr Thompson was given a slot in question time today.
Will the government commit to continue funding the vital work needed to save Tuggerah Lakes?
Tuggerah Lakes has been one of the great success stories of the project.
And home to a seat the government apparently hasn't given up on winning at the next election. Tom Miggleton, Lateline.